You probably know someone who works constantly but never seems to get anywhere. They're exhausted, staring at a screen at 2 a.m. and grinding endlessly. Then there's the other side of the spectrum, people who hit their goals and build wealth seemingly without breaking a sweat. The difference between these two isn't raw intelligence. It's the underlying operating system they use to manage their daily lives. We consume endless podcasts and read stacks of self-help books, but we usually forget most of the information within days. We keep reading, yet we keep procrastinating. 2026 represents a deadline. If you carry broken daily habits into the next 2 years, the resulting stagnation will be exponential. There is a specific strategy regarding the money of 2026 that we will detail at the end of this video, but executing it is impossible if you haven't first fixed the mechanics of your own focus. Reaching your potential requires you to move past the idea of using more willpower. You have to fix the micro-mechanics of your brain first. It starts with how you take in information. Most of us are consuming data in a way that makes it nearly impossible to retain. Your brain is biologically designed to discard incoming data that isn't immediately critical to your survival. To force your brain to encode information into long-term memory, you need a cognitive workaround called active recall. The forgetting curve shows how unused information is rapidly lost, but implementing active recall, testing yourself, interrupts this drop, forcing data back into memory. Over 30 days, passive readers forget almost everything, while spaced interventions stabilize your retention at a high level. This process transforms reading from a passive hobby into a concrete database of skills you can actually use. If you cannot retrieve the knowledge you consume, you can never apply it. Without retention, self-improvement efforts effectively amount to zero. But a perfect memory is useless if you never take action. Procrastination is a survival mechanism. Your brain will always default to cheap, immediate dopamine instead of burning the energy required to execute long-term goals. To fix this, you need 3 non-negotiable systems. The first is engineering your workspace to remove every distraction before you start a task. The second is time-blocking deep work in advance. By deciding your schedule the night before, you bypass the decision fatigue that leads to scrolling. The third is using daily micro-commitments. Starting with just 10 minutes of work builds the neurological consistency needed to keep going without feeling burned out. These 3 systems stack together. A frictionless environment, time blocking, and micro-commitments create an automated loop that bypasses your brain's natural resistance. Over 6 months, this small daily effort flattens into an exponential curve, turning a slight consistency advantage into a massive structural lead. Consistency isn't about having more willpower than others. It is about designing the friction out of your life. This leads us to the specific advantage for 2026. High-level success in the coming years won't come from a secret stock pick or a lucky economic trend. It is a result of compounding. When you retain 10 times more information and execute your tasks with 3 times more consistency, your output eventually scales past the point of simple effort. By installing this operating system, you replace the anxiety of hoping for a better future with a system of predictable growth. You move from being a consumer of information to a producer of results. Subscribe to the lab for weekly tactical breakdowns and start installing these cognitive and behavioral layers today to build your advantage for 2026.